Part 3. Why do people choose to travel by public transport? Well, personally, I guess there are several reasons behind those who are going to travel by public transport. So I would divide it into two groups for students. For example, I just talk about bus, the most common transport in Hanoi. So students, they would go for bus because the price range is cost effective. It is just under 10,000 VND per trip, and it's just 100,000 VND per month. So absolutely, for those who don't have their personal vehicle, so they would go for bus as their optimal choice. And for the elderly, I think they also like to move by bus too because of the safety issue. So it is much safer in the bus in compared to personal transportation, and getting in a bus can help minimize traffic jam in big cities as well. Why do more and more people like to travel by plane? Well, it is understandable, as nowadays planes offer fast speed in covering long distances, and it is making it the most time-saving mode of transportation. And because of its extensive networks, accessibilities, and convenience in terms of booking, changing, or canceling the trip, so everything would be done within some minutes online. So it's super convenient for the passengers to book the ticket. So and I think on top of that, it's because the popularity of budget planes also promotes reasonable price, right? So they can choose their normal normal ticket from different brand or luxurious one. So and so everything is just enhancing the overall traveling experience of the commuter. They would be more enjoyable using airplanes. And number 3, do you think offering free public transport will solve traffic jam, traffic problems in the city? Well, I think it might be a good solution to promote people to use public transport. However, traffic congestion cannot be solved overnight. The ridership is unpredictable, right? So imagine if there are too many people prioritizing public transport, so it would exceed the available system. Then the project would go down in flames. What are the disadvantages of traveling by public transport? Well, I think it can be seen that besides the benefits that public transport can bring to their users, it also has several drawbacks behind it. First of all, it is time consuming, because when people using, for example, bus as a public transportation, it takes a long time, because of the traffic jam, because of the stops, because they have to move, but people have to move from the bus stop to get on and to take off the bus. So it's like a real test of patience, and sometimes using public transport can break the schedule of the passengers. And what's more, I think on top of that, because it's like too overcrowded during rush hours especially, so commuters cannot find a seat or even a place to stand in the bus. And because of that, insecurity problem can like happen. For example, pickpocketing. What do you think are the cheapest and most expensive means of transportation? Well, prices vary depending on a combination of factors such as distances, purposes, and financial considerations. So, for example, if I just go for a very short distance, I think cycling and walking, we don't need to pay any fee for these kind of movement, right? And for longer distance, for a little longer distance, we can use bus. The public transport is it's just very cheap. It could be the cheapest one. The second cheapest one, I mean. And yeah, I think if we go for like further distance, and the most luxurious, it could be airplane and private helicopter. So they are like they are significant cost. Yeah, I mean expensive cost. They are the most expensive cost compared to the others. Last one, what are the difficulties that commuters face during rush hours? Well, it is easily seen that movers, like during the rush hours, they can encounter traffic jam. Of course, that would be the first problem. Yeah, and traffic jam could be like detrimental to their vehicles because of some possible crashes during the movement in the crowded street. And yeah, traffic jam cause like tiredness and exhausted from the passengers. They may feel exhausted. They are tired and exhausted, and yeah, stressful. On top of that, I think the problem of air pollution, as CO2 emission from most vehicles going around the city. So yeah, it could be like it could cause respiratory ailments for people moving in the street.